Hello friends, Pranay this side from VMware I'm here with a new topic and that's vCenter installation. So in last topic we discussed about the software defined data center, explanation of vSphere components and their function in the infrastructure, and deploy an ESXi host. Now once we have ESXi host, we need some management console to manage these ESXi hosts. For that we need a virtual center. So in this topic, we are going to explore deployment of VMware vCenter Server Appliance. So what exactly vCenter is? vCenter is a platform which provides management interface to manage your vSphere environment, right? So vCenter Server is a service which centralizes the management of complete virtual infrastructure, and it manages ESXi hosts, virtual machines, data stores, virtual network, templates, clone, snapshots, alarm, events, and all the objects whatever we have in vSphere component, vSphere environment. It integrates with other VMware vSphere product to work, like vRealize operations, vRealize automation, update manager, and SRM. So whenever we have these products, we can integrate through the vCenter server so that you will have a single management point console and you can manage these all things from a single centralized management, right? It also integrates, let's take example, if you have any third-party software, EMC, you can get a plugin of that and you can integrate with vCenter server. So it also integrates with other third-party plugins to manage the environment, and it provides the feature like HA, DRS, SSO authentication, and vMotion, which is the most important component if you are looking for a virtual environment. So basically in 6.5, vCenter 6.5, we have two components. In earlier version of vCenter, like in 5.5, we had multiple components like vCenter SSO, vCenter Server, SSO, inventory services, web client. But from 6.0, VMware has introduced two features, two components of vCenter. So that one is PSC and another one is vCenter Server. So if I'll talk about PSC, that's Platform Service Controller, and it contains all services which require to run the products. And which products? So vCenter contain all the products. vCenter servers contain all the products, and to manage those products we require services that is being managed by, that is integrated in PSC. So we'll see what all services we have in PSC. So we required SSO, VMware license service, certificate management. So these all are core services of PSC service. And other services we have in PSC, so that's VMware Appliance Management Service, VMware Component Manager, VMware Identity Manager Service, VMware HTTP Reverse Proxy, VMware Service Control Agent, VMware Security Token Service, VMware Common Logging Service, VMware Syslog Health Service, VMware Authentication Framework, VMware Directory Service. And in vCenter services, now another component what we were talking about, that's vCenter server. So it required all products like vSphere Web Client, vSphere Auto Deploy, vSphere ESXi Dump Collector, vSphere Syslog Collector, VMware vSphere Update Manager, PostgreSQL, and vSphere Client. So these are the services which we have in these, basically in two components, in PSC and another is vCenter. So you'll have to remember that whenever you are going to deploy a vCenter server, you have to deploy these two components. First, you must have PSC in your environment, and then vCenter. So both can be deployed from a single ISO image. You don't have to go anywhere to install PSC or vCenter on different things. But yeah, these both can be on different server and can be on one server also. So we'll see this in later slides. So we have vCenter server deployment topology. We have different type of server deployment topology. Whenever you install a vCenter 6.5 server, so you have different methods, like VMware introduced high availability feature, that VMware vCenter HA. So we have 6 methods here. One is vCenter with embedded PSC. Like you have a single authentication, single sign-on domain, you have single site, and one vCenter server on which you have installed platform service controller. So the thing I told you in last slide, that we can have a single PS server for PSC and vCenter. Also we can have a different server for PSC and vCenter server. So here the first method, that embedded PSC, that is for first method where we'll have PSC and vCenter on the same server. Now second method, that's vCenter with external PSC. So here in this scenario, we have one single sign-on domain, one single sign-on site, one external PSC controller, and one or more vCenter server. So again, the PSC on a different server and vCenter on a different server. So PSC in a replicated configuration. In this scenario, we have one single sign-on domain, one or more single sign-on site, two or more. Here it's required replicated, then we require two, like it will have two or more external PSC and two or more vCenter with external PSC. PSC in HA configuration. Another method, we have PSC in HA configuration. So here we have one single sign-on domain, one single sign-on site, two or more external platform service controller, one or more vCenter with external platform services controller, and one third-party load balancer. Now next method, we have vCenter server deployment across site. So here we require one single sign-on domain, two single sign-on sites, two or more external platform service controller, one or more vCenter with external platform service controller, and two third-party load balancer. Now last method, we have vCenter server. Last method, we have vCenter server deployment across site with load balancer. So here we will require one single sign-on domain, one single sign-on site, two or more external PSC, one or more vCenter with external PSC. So this is the deployment method. So whenever, that depends on your need, and whenever you are going to deploy vCenter in your environment, you'll have to choose one of these topology. So by which topology you want to go to deploy the vCenter server. So all have different benefits, different savings, different methodologies. So you will have to choose as per your need, following the best practices. So now vCenter server type, like I told you in first slide, that we are going to explore deployment of vCenter server appliance. So what is appliance? vCenter server has two methods. Like whenever you install vCenter server, it can be installed in two ways. One is Windows based, one is appliance based. So generally what we do, like we have Windows based, where we have one Windows operating system on which top of that we have installed vCenter server, right? So but different methods. Second method, we have appliance based. We can also choose the appliance based vCenter, which is like VMware vendor provides vCenter appliance, and we can directly download it from there and deploy it in our environment. So that is kind of virtual machine. You will deploy in a ESXi host, and once this is deployed, you can easily manage complete infrastructure through this vCenter. So one type, we have Windows based vCenter, and another is our VCSC, that's appliance based. So Windows based can be physical or virtual, but appliance based will be virtual, because you will deploy, it's a OVF file, and you will deploy on a ESX host. So always remember that we have two types, Windows based and appliance based. So in this module, we are going to explore, we are going to deploy VCSA, that's VCSA, that's VMware vCenter server appliance. So we'll download the server appliance from VMware site, and we'll deploy in our virtual environment. Then we'll see how to manage all virtual environment through this vCenter. So database requirement for vCenter servers. So one thing, the best thing we have in 6.5, that embedded database, which is PostgreSQL, that is able to manage all environment very smoothly. Like in earlier versions, we didn't have this facility. Like Postgre was supporting very less virtual machine and host, but from now it's totally integrated, and everything can be supported, everything can be managed through this PostgreSQL. So we have in Windows, we have to, like we explored in last slide, that we have two type of virtual center. One is Windows server based and one is appliance based. Then we have in Windows Server, we have two, again we can have internal database or external database. In internal database we have PostgreSQL database, which manage 20 hosts and 200 virtual machines. In external database we have Microsoft SQL database and Oracle database. Now in VCSA, appliance based vCenter, if we have, so that benefit we have internal database which is supported by PostgreSQL, and 1000 hosts you can manage and 10,000 virtual machine you can manage and deploy using that database. So you don't need to, you don't have to depend on SQL database or any third party database. So it's integrated. You don't have to get the licenses. You'll save operating system and everything. You'll say licenses you will save for the database. And if still you want to go for the external database, the Oracle database is supported in appliance based vCenter. Now we'll explore vCenter appliance. So as of now we were exploring vCenter server, but now as per the trend we are going with a vCenter appliance, like vCenter server appliance based vCenter. So what is vCenter VCSA? That's vCenter Server Appliance. It's a pre-packaged and pre-installed Photon Linux-based VM that provide vCenter and PSC services. So it provides the same functionality what we have in Windows-based, but it is totally appliance. VCS is totally appliance, and we'll have to download and deploy directly. It's an easy deployment method. It and manage the same thing, and in fact more features what we had in Windows-based Virtual Center. So starting from vCenter Server 6.5, VCSA is providing more inbuilt feature than older versions. So earlier we didn't have much features in VCSA, but from 6.5 it has more inbuilt features. It provides same features than Windows-based vCenter. Whatever features we have in Windows-based vCenter server, it provides same features in appliance-based vCenter also. In fact, more than that, and it provides some more powerful features like native high availability, native backup and restore, a migration tool, and improved appliance management. And VCSA also provides embedded PostgreSQL database, and it provides VMware embedded update manager with vCenter server. So earlier we had to install update manager on a different server, and then we was integrating it to vCenter server. But starting from 6.5 VCSA, it has integrated worm. You don't have to install worm on a different server, so that is also kind of saving for license and operating system. So new features what we have in this new features we have in 6.5, that's native high availability. Again, that vCenter Server 6.5 as a new native high availability solution which is available for vCenter Server Appliance, and this solution consists of active, passive and witness nodes that are controlled from the existing vCenter Server installation. And HA cluster can be enabled, disabled or destroyed at any time. And vCenter's HA uses two type of replication. One is active and another is passive. And two type of replication also. One is synchronous, PostgreSQL synchronous replication, and another is separate asynchronous file system replication mechanism, which is used to key data outside the database. So as we saw in last slide that we have different type of policy when we deploy a vCenter server. So native high availability provides that features. So we have high availability feature in vCenter server. Now update manager, another new feature is update manager. So update manager is totally integrated with vCenter server appliance. You don't have to go with a different update manager server. Another is that appliance management interface, WAMI. Like it has a different, like in 6.5 management interface, it has a lot of new features. Like along with CPU and memory statistics, it's now also shows network and database statistics. Also, it display disk space uses and health data. So it has improved a lot of things from management point of view. CIP, client integration plugins. Like earlier, in earlier version, we had to install, we had to integrate multiple clients integration plugin for different tools. But now it has been reduced. For everything, we do not need CIP, but still there are few components, few services which required plugins, but more plugins it is no longer required, and many common administrative tasks can be performed without any integration plugin. And another feature we have is native backup and restore. So native backup and restore, it allows user to backup vCenter and PSC appliance directly from VMware API. And this backup consists of a set of files that is streamed to a storage device of the users using SCP, HTTP, and FTP protocols. And it supports vCenter Server Appliance instances with both embedded and external platform service control installed. So these are the features we have in VCSA 6.5. Now, why should we go for VCSA? When you choose VCSA appliance-based vCenter, your client may ask that why should we go for this? So you have multiple reasons to showcase that. So you don't have to, like in Windows based, first of all, what we need a server. Either it can be a virtual server or physical server. Then you need OS license cost. That should be a Windows operating system. On top of that, you will install vCenter server, right? Apart from availability, there are multiple things, like you have to purchase OS, right, licenses also, that will cost you. So it reduces Windows OS license first of all. And VCS is a pre-packaged installation kit. You have directly, as I said, that it's an OVF file, and OVF file, any OVF file you can directly, that's pre-packaged by vendor itself. And you can directly download it from vendor site and deploy it in ESXi host. That is virtual machine, and there is many, like managing a virtual machine is a piece of cake. And quick deployment and installation. It's a pre-packaged installation, so it's a very you can deploy it very easily and very quickly, and very like you don't have to do more focus on the installation part. It increases high availability. If you are using VCSA, you can choose any topology we explored in last slides. So you can also VCSA is increasing high availability. Now VMware is embedded. VMware is virtual update manager. vCenter update manager is also embedded in VCSA. That is not in Windows base. If you are choosing Windows base, you have to go with a different server. But in VCSA 6.5, VMware is embedded. And again, database. So if Windows based vCenter server is supporting only 20 hosts, 200 virtual machines, integrated embedded PostgreSQL database. But here in VCSA, it supports 2000 hosts and 35,000 virtual machines. So you don't have to depend on any other third-party database. And it is based on Photon Linux OS, which is more secure, definitely. Now, what is the path? Like how you will go? How if you have finalized this product, how you will install the VCSA? So first of all, you will have to download VCSA appliance from this https://www.vmware.com/go/download vSphere. Here you will choose VCSA 6.5 and you will download. You should have access to the product download. Now you will deploy OVH. It will have pre-packaged OVH, which you will deploy. You will have a base machine, and from anywhere you can copy that file, and you will execute the installation, and you will choose ESXi host, what you have installed earlier, and you will deploy that in that ESXi host. Now configure VCSA like IP, networking, DNS, hostname. These things you will have to do during the installation part. Now, once you have done all the configuration, it's ready to use. So, this is what about the theory part. Now we'll explore the lab environment, and we are going to deploy this in a real our lab environment, and I'll show you that how to deploy a VCSA in our environment. So, let's jump to the lab. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for watching this theory, and we'll explore the lab environment very soon. And